Welcome to MarkGuy, where we explore self-improvement, motivation, habits, mindset. In today's episode, we're discussing how do you know she's the one? You know what no one tells you? The moment you think you've found the one is precisely when your brain starts lying to you. Not small lies, massive chemical evolutionary deceptions that make you see divinity where there's just dopamine. You're sitting across from her at that coffee shop, watching her laugh at your mediocre joke, and your neurons are firing like it's New Year's Eve in Times Square. But here's the cold truth that took me 15 years and 3 failed relationships to understand. The one isn't something you find, it's something you build. And most men are looking for the wrong blueprints. Picture this. It's 11:47 p.m. on a Tuesday. You're scrolling through her Instagram for the 3rd time today, analyzing the micro expressions in her latest selfie, searching for signs. Signs that she feels what you feel. Signs that this electricity between you means something cosmic. The blue light reflects off your face in the dark bedroom. And somewhere in your chest, there's this tight, warm feeling like hope, wrapped in anxiety. You've dated before. You've said I love you before. But this time something feels different. She texts back quickly. She remembers that story about your childhood dog. She touches your arm when she laughs. These must be signs, right? The universe doesn't hand out this kind of synchronicity without meaning. Except it does, every single day, to millions of people who will break up within 6 months. Let me paint you the psychological landscape of what's actually happening in your brain when you think you've found the one. There's this beautiful disaster called limerence. That's the scientific term for the crack cocaine phase of romantic attraction. Your brain floods with dopamine, norepinephrine, and serotonin. It's the same cocktail that fires when a gambling addict pulls the slot machine lever. You're not falling in love. You're getting high on uncertainty mixed with hope. Here's where it gets darker. Your brain literally impairs its own judgment centers. The neural regions responsible for critical thinking and social judgment, they dim like someone's turning down the lights in a theater. You stop seeing red flags. You start seeing destiny. Phase 1 is always the same. Projection. You meet someone who checks 3 of your 10 boxes, and your imagination fills in the other 7. She likes hiking. She must value health and adventure. She reads books. She must be deep and intellectual. She's kind to waiters. She must have a golden heart. But you're not seeing her, you're seeing the movie you're directing in your head, where she's the perfect co-star to your leading man. This isn't malicious. It's human. We're all walking around with these templates in our heads, these ghost images of what love should look like, usually carved from childhood experiences, Disney movies, and the relationships we watched succeed or explode around us. Then comes phase 2. The negotiation phase. This is where biology meets reality, usually around month 3 to 6. The dopamine starts to regulate. You notice she chews loudly. She notices you leave dishes in the sink. But here's the critical moment most people miss. This isn't the magic dying. This is the magic transforming into something real. Can you navigate conflict together? Can you be bored together? Can you see each other's ugliness and choose to stay? Because the one isn't the person who never triggers your insecurities. She's the person who helps you face them. The problem is, most men are so addicted to phase 1 that they interpret phase 2 as failure. They think conflict means incompatibility. They think boredom means the spark is gone. So they leave, searching for another phase 1, another hit of that limerence drug, never understanding they're running from the very doorway to real love. But here's what really determines if she's the one, and it's going to sound unromantic as hell. Ready? It's compatibility in life infrastructure. I'm talking about the unsexy stuff. How do you both handle money? What are your relationships with your families? Do you want kids? And if so, how do you want to raise them? What does Sunday morning look like in your ideal life? Because you can have all the chemistry in the world, but if she wants to travel the globe while you want to build a homestead, if she needs constant social stimulation while you recharge in solitude, if she believes in traditional gender roles while you believe in complete equality, that chemistry becomes torture. You'll spend your relationship trying to force two puzzle pieces together that were never meant to fit. There's this moment, and every man who's been through enough relationships knows it, where the projection shatters. Maybe it's month 6, maybe year 2. You're lying in bed at 2 a.m., and she's asleep beside you, and suddenly you see her. Not the goddess you imagined, not the solution to your loneliness, just a human being with morning breath and anxiety, and her own catalog of wounds. And that's when you face the real question. Can you love this actual person? Not the idea, not the potential, not the role she plays in your life story. Her, the one who sometimes gets irrationally angry about small things. The one who has that annoying laugh when she's nervous. The one whose body will change, whose moods will fluctuate, whose dreams might diverge from yours. Can you choose her? Not despite her humanity, but because of it? This isn't about lowering your standards. It's about having the right standards. Most men have a checklist that reads like a Build-A-Bear workshop order. Must be hot, must be fun, must make me feel good about myself. But the real checklist should read differently. Can we grow together? Do we bring out each other's best selves? Can we handle each other's worst days? Do we want the same kind of life? Because attraction fades and resurges. Passion burns and cools. But compatibility in values, in communication styles, in life goals, that's the bedrock that determines whether you're building a house or just camping out. Here's where it hurts. Many of you have already met the one, maybe multiple times. But you were so busy looking for fireworks that you missed the steady flame. You were so fixated on finding someone who'd complete you that you overlooked the person who could complement you. See, the one isn't someone who makes you whole. That's your job. She's someone who makes you want to become whole. She's not your missing piece. She's your worthy opponent in the chess game of growth. She challenges you without breaking you. She sees through your bullshit without losing respect for your truth. And this is what social media has absolutely destroyed in modern dating. You see these curated highlights couples on beaches, surprise proposals, anniversary posts with novels of praise. But you don't see Tuesday night when they're both exhausted and snapping at each other over whose turn it is to take out the trash. You don't see the therapy sessions, the silent dinners, the moments of doubt. So you think love is supposed to be this constant high, this perpetual state of #blessed. When your relationship has regular human moments, you think you failed. You think she must not be the one because the one would make everything easy. But ease isn't love. Ease is avoidance. Let me tell you about intermittent reinforcement. It's a psychological principle that explains why people stay in bad relationships and leave good ones. When rewards are unpredictable, when she's hot and cold, when the relationship is a roller coaster, your brain gets addicted to the uncertainty. You mistake intensity for depth. You mistake anxiety for passion. Meanwhile, consistent love, reliable partnership, steady affection, your brain codes this as boring. You literally become neurologically wired to seek drama and interpret peace as a problem. How many of you have left a good woman because it felt too easy? Because there wasn't enough chase, enough mystery, enough pain to make you feel alive? This brings us to the most uncomfortable truth. You don't actually know if she's the one until you've been through real life together. Not dates, not vacations, not the honeymoon phase. I'm talking about loss. Can you grieve together? I'm talking about failure. Can you rebuild together? I'm talking about the mundane years where nothing particularly exciting happens. Can you find joy in the ordinary together? The one isn't proven in the highlights. She's proven in the lowlights. She's proven when you're unemployed and depressed, and she still sees your potential. She's proven when she's going through her own darkness, and you become her light without losing yourself. She's proven in how you both handle each other's families, each other's past traumas surfacing, each other's dreams evolving. But here's the paradox that breaks most men's brains. To find the one, you have to become the one. You have to become someone worth choosing, worth staying with, worth building with. Most men are out here looking for a woman to save them from themselves, to mother them, to complete their unfinished emotional development. Then they wonder why they attract broken women or why good women leave. You want to know if she's the one? First ask yourself, am I the one for anybody? Am I emotionally available? Am I financially responsible? Am I physically and mentally healthy? Am I capable of real intimacy? Not just physical, but emotional, spiritual, intellectual. Because the one isn't going to waste her time with someone who's still half-baked. There's this beautiful disaster that happens around year 7 of a good relationship. The mythology completely dies. You've seen each other sick, scared, petty, cruel. You've had the same fight 17 times. You know each other's every story, every habit, every tell. The mystery is gone. The novelty is dead. And that's when something profound can happen if you let it. You start to love the reality instead of the fantasy. You start to appreciate the Tuesday night on the couch more than the Saturday night at the club. You start to understand that love isn't a feeling. It's a choice you make every morning when you wake up beside someone who's just as flawed and searching as you are. The cognitive dissonance here is that everything in our culture tells you this is settling. That real love should feel like a drug every single day. That the one should make your heart race every time she walks in the room, even after 10 years. But that's not love, that's addiction. Real love is quieter. It's her knowing exactly how you take your coffee. It's you knowing exactly what her sigh means. It's the 1,000 small kindnesses that nobody else sees. It's choosing each other, even when you don't like each other very much that day. It's building something together that neither of you could build alone. And here's what really separates the one from everyone else: repair capacity. Every relationship has ruptures. Every couple hurts each other. But can you repair? Can you apologize without defending? Can you forgive without keeping score? Can you learn from the conflict instead of just repeating it? Because the one isn't someone you never fight with. That's a roommate you're scared of. The one is someone you can fight with productively, someone you can disappoint and be disappointed by, and still choose to show up tomorrow. The fairy tale says the one makes everything perfect. The reality says the one makes the imperfection worth it. Most men are looking for the one like they're shopping for a car. They want the best model with the most features at the best price. But finding the one is more like building a house. You need the right foundation, the right materials, the right timing, and most importantly, the willingness to do the work every single day. You can't just move in and expect it to maintain itself. You have to fix what breaks, upgrade what's outdated, and sometimes rebuild entire sections from scratch. And here's the kicker: even if you do everything right, sometimes the house still falls down. Because she has her own blueprint, her own materials, her own timing. Two people can be perfect for each other on paper and still be wrong in practice. This is the part where your ego gets involved. You think if she's really the one, you shouldn't have to change. She should accept you exactly as you are. But that's not love. That's narcissism. Real love changes you. It should. It exposes your weaknesses and demands you address them. It shows you your capacity for both cruelty and kindness. It forces you to grow up, to show up, to level up. If you're the same person 5 years into a relationship that you were on day 1, you're not in love, you're in a comfort zone. The one doesn't let you stay comfortable. She inspires evolution, demands communication, requires presence. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room. Options, the dating apps, the infinite scroll of possibility. The grass is greener syndrome that's reached epidemic proportions. You're sitting across from a good woman, a solid partner, someone who genuinely cares about you, and in your pocket, your phone buzzes with a Tinder match. Suddenly she's not enough. Not because she's lacking, but because your brain is wired to believe there's always something better. This is the paradox of choice-destroying modern relationships. When you have infinite options, no single choice feels special. When you can always swipe right, why would you ever commit left? But here's what the apps don't tell you. The one isn't found by maximizing options. She's found by maximizing depth. It's not about finding the perfect person. It's about perfectly understanding an imperfect person. Every hour you spend swiping is an hour you're not spending building. Every new first date is energy not invested in a second, third, or 50th date with someone who's already shown you consistency. The men who are happiest in relationships aren't the ones who dated hundreds of women. They're the ones who found a good woman and had the wisdom to stop looking. Phase 3 is where most men fail, the commitment phase. This is after the projection breaks, after the negotiation stabilizes, when you have to actually choose. And choice is terrifying when you've been raised to believe in destiny, because if you have to choose, that means you could choose wrong. If it takes work, maybe she's not the one. If you have doubts, maybe you should keep looking. But doubt isn't the absence of love, it's the presence of intelligence. Every thinking person doubts. Every honest person questions. The difference between the one and everyone else isn't the absence of doubt, it's what you do with it. Can you share your doubts with her? Can you be vulnerable about your fears? Can you work through uncertainty together instead of in isolation? Because the one isn't someone you're certain about every moment. She's someone you can be uncertain with. She's someone who makes the risk worth taking, even when you can't see the outcome. She's someone who shows up consistently enough that your doubts become data points rather than deal breakers. And this is where it gets really uncomfortable. Sometimes you don't know she's the one until she's gone. Sometimes you need the contrast of her absence to understand the value of her presence. How many men are out there right now realizing they let the one go because they were chasing an idea instead of appreciating a reality? How many are swiping through apps, trying to find in strangers what they had in someone they took for granted? The cruel joke is that the one often doesn't look like what you expected. She's not your type. She challenges your plans. She comes at the wrong time. But she shows up consistently, patiently, honestly. Here's a psychological truth that will save you years of searching. The one reflects your level of emotional development. You attract and are attracted to people at your level of health or dysfunction. If you're emotionally unavailable, you'll find emotionally unavailable women irresistible. If you're codependent, you'll attract narcissists. If you're healthy, secure, and whole, you'll recognize the same in others. So the question isn't, how do I find the one? It's how do I become someone who would recognize and be recognized by the one? You want to know the real test? It's not butterflies or fireworks or feeling like you've known each other forever. It's this. Can you be fully yourself with her? Not your representative, not your best behavior, not your social media version. Your actual self. The one who gets anxious about stupid things. The one who has weird habits and specific needs. The one who carries wounds that haven't fully healed. Can you show her that person and trust that she'll stay? And equally important, can she do the same with you? Because the one isn't someone you perform for. She's someone you can stop performing with. The modern man's dilemma is that he's looking for a mother, a porn star, a therapist, and a best friend all wrapped in one person. Then he wonders why he's disappointed. The one isn't everything. She's something. Something specific. Something real. Something sustainable. She's not responsible for your happiness. She's a partner in creating it. She's not the solution to your problems. She's support while you solve them. She's not your other half. She's another whole person choosing to build something with you. And here's the final truth that most men can't accept. There is no one. There are probably thousands of women on this planet you could build a beautiful life with. The magic isn't in finding the one perfect person. It's in choosing one person and making it work. It's in deciding that this person, with all their flaws and quirks and baggage, is worth the effort. It's in closing the door to other options and fully investing in what's in front of you. Because the one isn't discovered, she's created. Through time, through trials, through the daily decision to choose each other even when it's hard. You're lying in bed at 2 a.m. again, but this time it's different. It's been 5 years, maybe 10. She's beside you, and you know every line on her face, every pattern of her breath. The mystery is gone, but something else has taken its place. Knowledge. Deep, intimate, irreplaceable knowledge. You know how she takes her coffee and why she's afraid of thunderstorms. You know the exact tone of voice that means she's overwhelmed, but trying to hide it. You know the spot on her neck that makes her laugh when you kiss it. This isn't the intoxication of new love. This is the satisfaction of deep love. And suddenly you realize you haven't been looking for the one all this time. You've been becoming the one. And she's been doing the same. Together. The truth is, you'll know she's the one when you stop asking if she's the one and start asking how you can be the one for her.